What's up guys, it's Cyan, and this is a commentary for a 4 vs 4 31k battle. And this is a replay because I didn't record it while we were playing it, but it was a really good battle, so I thought I'd do a post-commentary on it. And sorry for the mic being real fuzzy and all, that'll be this way for the next couple of videos probably, because I don't know why, but since I built my new computer, my mic doesn't really work with it. It does this. The computer I had before it worked perfectly, but with this computer my mic just doesn't like it, so it'll be fuzzy for a bit. I'm sorry. I'm looking into buying a new one soon anyways, so we'll see about that. But anyways, we'll go over the teams quick. Over here we have the SBQR Romans, played by Diabolic, who I've never seen before in any 31k battles, except for one before this that I played with him. But he's a really different styled player, but I really like his style. It's a very skirmish, and he's really good. He does a good job in this game too. I don't think I could have picked many better players for the position that he played in this match. Then there's me with Sparta, who I have only Spartans here because I didn't bring any archers because we were planning on Egypt having a lot, but Egypt only ended up having 6. And Egypt is played by Ada here. And so I was planning on a lot more by Egypt, but it didn't end up happening, but we still managed to make it anyways. Egypt brought a lot of these pikes, which Egyptian pikes like this are pretty worthless, especially in 31k, because they're just such cheap units, they don't really do much. And then Cleomenes of the Greek clan is SBQR here, with 6 cav, standard Roman army. And it's rather funny that I'm taking the Greeks and he is taking Rome, because usually I am the Roman player and he's the Greek player, so bit of a change. And then Egypt does have these chariots over here, 6 of them, all the heavy chariots, no archer chariots. And these are pretty good chariots, one of the best in the game really, because of they just don't run amok to archers like normal chariots would. Here he does a nice job of catching these cavalry, getting some nice kills off on them with 0 casualties on his part, although he will get flamed here some. We'll probably take a few down. So anyways, and oh, I'm sorry, the players that we are facing are Mystique of the BH clan with the Julii Romans, Celt of the BH clan with the Brudii Romans, Uther's Dragons of the BH clan with the Scipii Romans, and then Spartan Commander of the BH clan with Macedon. And so he brought Macedon to counter me here, and so that's why I brought the army I did. Not only because I was planning on him bringing the archers, but because when you have this many pikes, you can do, as you can see later, I split it into 2. You make 4 rows, and so you can just split it straight in 2, run one half to engage those pikes if you need to, and hopefully be supported by Urbans, and use the other half to fight Romans, which is where they excel. So here, Cleomenes gets charged pretty prematurely, but he handles it well, only loses a few guys. He gets a Pila shot off on these cav. Only kills a few though. 1 actually. But Cleomenes was very aggressive with these infantry, because when you're a pike player like him, you realize how truly OP Roman infantry can be, with testudo formation, Pila and all of that. So he likes using testudo a lot, as you can see here. Very good style. Again, I'm playing with 2 Roman players who both have very different styles. Diabolic's standoffish style and Cleomenes' spamming testudo style. Anyways, we'll jump it to double here to get to more action. Not much happening at this point. Egypt's infantry are going to stay back because they don't really do much at all, because it's Egypt infantry. So Diabolic is engaging some, but mostly just the Pila fight. That's what he does for a lot of this game actually. This is a nice view here, you get the entire battlefield, so I guess I'll leave it here and let it run double, because while you move the camera it doesn't actually run double. So yeah, he does a lot of this, pulling back parts, putting in loose and defensive formation, just throwing Pila and falling back. There's a lot of maneuvering happening over here. My Spartans facing the Macedonians. I don't want to engage them head on. So Diabolic here is doing something that I usually say not to do. As you can see here, it turns out very badly for Mystique, who's running off on her own. But Diabolic here, he may be doing that, but he's in loose formation, defensive, very spread out, staying back, and he has Cleomenes' cav to help him as well. Whereas Mystique here runs off completely on her own to chase down these archers, but she can't really attack the archers because the chariots are there. But the chariots do get hit by the infantry here. But at this point, I saw what was happening, and I quick said in a chat message for Diabolic to hold off, keep on doing like he was doing, loose and skirmishy. And me and Cleo were going to rush Mystique while Mystique was isolated like that. So that's why it's never a good idea to completely run off on your own and leave your allies, because then something like this happens right here. So they tried to slow us down there with Mystique's cav charge, but they instantly routed with no support in the area. And this is terrible for Mystique. All her infantry are bunched up like this, getting hit by chariots from all sides. And while some of the chariots are routed, Mystique isn't going to reform her infantry in time to take this rush by all of us. They're doing a good job over here as well as holding these guys back. And the reason also that I thought this was a really good idea is because I would be able to engage the Romans with my Greeks, and we would be able to hold off the Macedons with some infantry. And this is the worst part about Egyptian chariots. They do have low morale and die easier than any other chariot, really. And Cleomenes also did a premature cav charge here, but it really worked out well because all of Mystique's infantry were bunched, and we got into the fight. Again, just a lot of chaos happening here. They charged in their cav, Uther Dragons charged it in, as well as Celt. But with my Spartans there, I'm going to chase those cav out, and we're just really going to clean up Mystique's infantry. I'm going to keep on walking through with my Spartans. Spartan commander just start coming in with all the Macedonians there. But I just keep on moving my Spartans either away that way or towards the cavalry here. I don't engage the Macedonians yet. Again, Diabolic is harrying their infantry, keeping them from advancing to support us too much. And yeah, a lot of action over here. And again, I'm just not engaging the Macedonians, not giving them an opportunity, and just chasing my Spartans after all the infantry over here. The Egyptian infantry come into play here. It's usually, mostly using their numbers to cause a morale effect on the Romans there. I'm just using my Spartans in a mass to just plow through all the cavalry and infantry that are left in the area. Cleomenes still has his infantry here to block off the Macedons so that they can't come in and fight my infantry. And so it's mostly happened. All the fight is kind of ended over here. We've cleaned up Mystique's army with very few casualties, really, and at the same time taken out a lot of the enemy cavalry. They're still charging the cavalry at Cleomenes' unengaged infantry, so I believe I run some pikes forward here to deal with that. And they've been skirmishing over here, so they're going to rush Macedon back to try to hold off these guys. But again, Diabolic's done an excellent job of moving in and out with his infantry and not getting caught. Here he does get caught by a Macedonian rush, kind of. Only a few units. Wow, it's a lot of pikes. Very loud when I zoomed in. So now we're going to rush back with Sparta and Cleomenes here. And so again, Diabolic's done an excellent job just cleaning up these archers and doing a lot of damage without any help at all. I think at the end of the game his kill count will be one of the highest, I think, on our team. So my Spartans didn't actually do much over here. It was mostly just Cleomenes rushing in since his men got there first, but they did help clean up versus all the cavalry afterwards. So they kind of saved his infantry after they had done their work. So here we're forming up. There's Diabolic has quite a bit of infantry left. He's lost a lot, but he's done more damage than he's taken. And he still has his cavalry intact over here, taking out units one by one. So it's down to a few infantry from each army, and then just Macedon and some cavalry as well. So we've depleted their numbers a whole lot and taken very few casualties ourselves. Egypt's pikes are back here doing I don't know what. They don't really do anything this entire match. It's mostly just his chariots that did damage. So at this point, whereas it was against our favor in the beginning because we had Egypt who didn't have many archers, now it's turned in our favor in pretty much every aspect. We have the pike advantage, for the most part at least. Infantry advantage, a little bit. So, and cav advantage. Not really cav advantage. Cleomenes lost most of his cav in that fight over there, but we do have a lot of Spartans. So this is where I do what I said earlier. I split my Spartans in two because I see this pike mass and it's going to pretty much take out all my Spartans if I engage that head on. And if I do that, then it would be just Spartans or just Roman infantry left, and they might still have a number advantage with Roman infantry. But with all this cav left and no Spartans, I wouldn't be able to do very much. So I need to keep my Spartans alive to help fight off those cav at the end and not give them a place to charge. So I start rushing forward on the left flank since I see Spartan commander going on the right flank with his pikes. So I throw in my pikes all along this left here. On my right, I'm just going to hold off versus the Macedon pikes. And Cleomenes, again, he loves Testudo with Rome because he realizes how just OP it is versus pikes. So he's going to run up among my infantry here and put Testudo in. And I'm going to pull back with my Spartans as well there. So again, splitting the army like that is very effective when facing pikes like this because you don't want to just engage them head on. And so I'm keeping a pretty cohesive line here, just moving forward through all the Romans while they pull back, getting a lot of kills there. And I pull this other group of pikes over to the right more. And then Diabolic comes in with his infantry as well here. The enemy cavalry is not doing much. He's trying to micromanage his infantry, it looks like there. He might get caught off guard here, I don't know. Nope, he does pull back. So again, still pushing with my Spartans here. Macedon is being slow to engage. He needs to start fighting my Spartans sooner. And he does that when it's pretty much too late. Cleomenes doing lots of aggressive tactics with his Romans. Again, he really gets how OP they can be versus pikes, and in general, since he's a pike player. So Macedon here is in the mix of all these urbans, and I see this is a good time to just finish them off. I run all my pikes forward, put them all down, and now I have this nice circle on Macedon as well as urbans in the mix. And so Macedon isn't going to be able to hold their formation in this mess, and so this is going to be very advantageous to Spartans. And so I just push in with everything here. It's a lot of intense action there. And yeah, mixing urbans with Spartans is going to give the advantage to the Spartans over Macedon, because when the formation breaks up, the Spartans will be able to get in close quarters, which gives them the advantage. Macedonians, you have to keep the formation, and so that they can keep all the Spartans at far range and not engage in hand-to-hand combat like so many of these guys are doing right here. It's just a mess here. Just look at that glitching of everyone flying all over the place. So again, the Egyptian infantry are back now, but they aren't doing much. They're facing down 2 units of infantry, not even attacking. Egypt is not meant to play 31k for its infantry. It's all about their chariots and their archers. So here we get a nice mass rout on Macedon, not by any cav charge or anything, just playing it through, just killing them all. Just plain numbers, routed them. And just keep on going. So it was a very good game to BH. But again, don't do what Mystique did there and run off on your own unless you are going to hold back like Diabolic did. So very good game. I really liked the work Cleomenes and Diabolic did there. Diabolic with holding off, not fully on engaging, and Cleomenes with his aggressive tactics with Rome is my favorite way to play with Rome, really, and he played it really well. So yeah, there's the battle. Again, Diabolic and Cleomenes both got lots of kills. Ada got a lot of kills with just the chariots. I don't think the infantry got anything, or even the archers, really. That was probably mostly chariots. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and look at the statistics here. I just have Spartans to show, I guess, so not that interesting kills. But yeah, good game to BH, and very good game to Cleomenes and Diabolic, who really pulled it through. I didn't even do that much in this battle. So, hope you guys enjoyed.